Hi guys, good morning.
Good morning, everybody. It's Friday and it's 11 o'clock and we are live.
Yes, we sound like we're doing a radio. I've started feeling like I should be doing Robin Williams' Good Morning Vietnam at the beginning of these webinars. Do you know that film?
No.
Oh, he plays a radio host during the Vietnam War, and he starts his radio presentations with "Good morning, Vietnam," and I always get the feeling you have to watch it. It's an incredible film. Anyway, how is everyone? Welcome to the webinar. Shall we do some introductions, Joanna, for our students who do not know us?
Definitely.
Yeah.
So
Would you like to start? Oh, no, please go.
So I'm Joanna. I come from Cape Town, South Africa, and I live in Bologna currently. I am a teacher for Bologna Mille, and I've been in Bologna for 2 years now. So,
My name is Sophia. I come from London originally. I have lived in Bologna now for 4 years and a half. And I also work at Bologna Mille. I have worked at Bologna Mille now for almost 2 years.
Excellent. Yeah, we like it very much. And we're happy.
Yeah, we really do.
Yeah, we're happy to be on the webinar with all of you. So if you are watching or if you're going to tune in a little bit later, please leave us in the comment section your name, the city you're from, and what words do you get confused with in English?
Yeah, so our webinar today is on false friends. Maybe if there is anybody there who knows what is a false friend, we're talking about words. We're not talking about people. We're not talking about your real life friends or possible false friends.
Yeah.
We're talking about words in different languages. So what are false friends and what words do you often get confused with in English?
Yes.
Do you have any words? Sorry, Joanna.
Oh, we have one. No, I was just going to say, if you have any examples of false friends or any words you get confused with in English, please leave it in the comment section and we'd love to read and clear up any misunderstandings or any confusion.
Oh, fantastic. Good morning, Sale. Good morning, Amina. It's so lovely to see you both. Hi, Francesco. Welcome. Francesco from Turin. Nice. And Antonio, good morning. Nice to see you all here. Welcome.
Antonio, where are you from?
So do you have words in English that you...
Did I? Oh, seems that we've lost Sophia for a second. Not a problem. Give me 1 second.
Am I back now?
Yes, we lost you. But it's not a problem.
Can you see me now?
Yes, I see you perfectly and I hear you perfectly too.
Okay, I think we had a momentary lapse, but I am back. Do not panic, everyone. I'm here.
Thank you. Sole answers what are false friends. She says something that seems Italian words. So I understand what you're trying to explain. Could you perhaps change your sentence to something a little
it's
bit?
It's not necessary to use a possessive, Sole. So you can just use Italian as the adjective to describe the language.
And we have Antonio. Antonio says, I am from Rome and I am a student at my English school in Rome. Hi and welcome.
Hi. It's nice to see you. Okay, so shall we look at our focus, and in the meantime, write in the comments about any words that you often get confused in English.
Yeah. You asked the question, do I have any words that seem...
Yeah, do you have any words that you get confused sometimes in English?
The only word that I probably usually struggle to say is dishwashing liquid. I don't have any necessarily any word. Every now and then there might be a word that I'm like, oh, how do I explain this? How do I use it?
Yeah.
But dishwashing liquid to pronunciate, definitely the most difficult for me. What
Yeah,
about you? Yeah.
Eleanor says, hi everyone, I'm Eleanor from Palermo. Hi Eleanor, welcome. I'm trying to think of some examples of words which I cannot pronounce in English. Maybe an example is pronunciation, which I for a long time pronounced pronunciation because the verb is pronounce. So I
Yeah.
said pronunciation, but it's not correct. It's pronunciation. And I discovered this when I became an English teacher.
So I did.
So all my life I was saying pronunciation, and then I realized it's pronunciation.
Yeah, so did
Um,
I.
so
Would you like
yeah,
to read what Antonio says?
Yeah, Antonio says words of language you are learning that sounds like words in your native language, but they have a different meaning. Exactly, Antonio, that's a good explanation. And Solel as
Perfect.
well says it's a word that is like a native language, but have a different meaning. Exactly. Um, Antonio says, sorry for my mistakes. Please accept my sincerest apologies. Antonio, we're all here to learn. Your mistakes are absolutely acceptable. You do not need to apologize to your teachers for any mistakes. Don't worry about
Yeah,
it.
we're all learning.
We're all
Remember
learning.
that you learn something new every single day.
And even Joanna and I, every day we are learning things about your language, but we're also learning things about our own language every day. It's incredible what you discover when you become a teacher.
Exactly. Also, when you were saying about pronunciation, I also used to say pronunciation. Um, but I think also being South African, we have a lot of words that are different. It's not necessarily a false friend, but it's nice to see how it differs from maybe British English or American English. I've had many laughs when I'm like, man, am I saying it wrong?
Yeah, it's true. We often have a lot of fun with Joanna's pronunciation because it's very different from British or American.
Yeah.
Francesco says a word difficult to pronounce. You'd have to change it here, Francesco. A difficult word for me to pronounce. Remember that in English the adjective comes before the word. A difficult word to pronounce for me is reliable. I imagine that you forget to say I, reliable, and you say ia. Maybe this is the common mistake that many students make. Um, I think it's a question of you remember it and you have to practice it.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Thanks.
I grew up with my mother's native language is not English, so sometimes she would mispronounce words, so pronounce words incorrectly. I know she's watching this, by the way, so hi, Mum. So sometimes, because English wasn't her native language, she would mispronounce words, and so I learned the wrong pronunciation. So for a long time, I said salmon, not salmon.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. How do you pronounce it, Joanna?
Now I say salmon, but funny enough, I'm in the same situation. My mom's native tongue is not English. So I'd also say, but I would say salmon.
Yeah. Your mother's native language is German, yes?
Yes, and your mother's is Greek, no?
Exactly, yeah. So very often these mispronunciations that they did got passed on to us as well. So there's salmon and there's also vanilla, which I, for my entire life, pronounced vanilla, which is the Greek pronunciation.
No.
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't have that problem. Funny enough, my mom studied linguistics,
Mine
so
too,
she wasn't
yeah.
really
Yeah.
mad.
Our
I learned
moms should
so
meet
much.
each other. I think they'd have a lot to talk about.
Exactly. So a lot of the times when I used to speak, my mother would correct me, but of course she's got a really thick German accent. So it's like it wasn't a correction at all. But you pick up how am I saying it differently?
Yeah. All right. Well, let's look at our objectives for today. So in this focus, we will do some identifying false friends. We will learn how to use these false friends correctly, and we'll look at some common errors that our Italian students have with English.
Yes.
Are you ready, Joanna?
I'm super ready.
All right,
How about you?
I was born ready. I woke up ready. Yeah. Let's do this.
What did you say?
So we have some questions. Let's read them. Would you like to? Oh, we have a comment from Antonio. Should we bring it up?
Antonio says, my favorite false friends are parent and pretend that I confuse with relatives and demand.
Yeah, that's a very good one, and it's one that parent and relatives is one that we learn from the beginning, but pretend and demand is one that we don't really talk about a lot, because in English, pretend means think about when you are a child and you play a game where you are somebody different. You are a princess or a cowboy or a dinosaur. You are acting like you are something different. This is to pretend. It's not quite lie. It's not lying, but it's acting like something different.
Yeah.
Which is very similar to pretend, which in Italian is demand, when you want something very, very strongly.
Really? This one I didn't know, with pretend and demand.
Yeah, no, it's because it's students usually encounter it at a higher up level. Pretend and demand is another one. Nice one, Antonio. Thank you. Shall we read our questions, Joanna?
Yeah, you want to go one by one? Would you like to start?
Sure. Of course. Which false friends are most difficult for you to remember?
Have you ever made a mistake with false friends when speaking English?
And finally, have you ever heard foreigners speaking your native language make a mistake with false friends? So you can write.
These stories are going to be told.
Yeah, so we're interested. We're very curious to hear your stories. So write for us in the comments. What false friend mistakes have you made when speaking English? And what false friend mistakes have you heard foreigners, your foreign friends, your teachers maybe make when trying to speak in Italian or your native language if it's not Italian? Do you want to hear my story?
Tell me, please.
Okay, so this is my response to question 3. My mistake with false friends in Italian. So once with my ex-boyfriend was Italian, and so with him we spoke in Italian. And one day, in general, he was nice, but one day he made me very, very angry. We were having an argument. And I was getting very, very angry, but I noticed that he was not taking it very seriously. He was making jokes, he was laughing. And so what I wanted to say to him was, you don't understand the gravity of the situation. You don't understand the seriousness of the situation. That's what I wanted to say in Italian. But what I said isn't, you don't understand the gravità of the situation. I said, you don't understand the gravidanza of the situation. And obviously, this made him laugh even more, but he didn't explain to me why. I discovered it a lot later.
I can see that story going like one of two ways. Either he could laugh at you, or he could think you were pregnant.
Yeah, exactly. No, he laughed, but maybe he would think, oh my God. So that's my gravità and gravidanza story. Sole says to annoy, Amina's laughing. Sole says to annoy. I use this one in Italian, annoiare. Yeah, this is another common one. To annoy and to be bored, or if something is boring.
Yeah, so to annoy basically just means to irritate.
Yeah, if something is annoying, it's irritating.
Like, imagine if you have brothers and sisters. I can imagine the story really well. I think Sophia too. I have 2 brothers and 2 sisters.
I have 2 sisters and no brothers, so you understand annoying a lot better than I do.
Yeah, when you're a child and you fight with your brother and sister for everything, or just them, their existence and them talking to you annoys you.
Yeah.
I can imagine it could possibly be the same if you have a younger sister, Sophia.
I have 2 younger sisters.
When you were a child, weren't they a little bit annoying? Like when you were in primary school or high school?
They were very annoying. They were very annoying, but I was the big sister. I was also annoying. I think the most annoying thing with sisters, you probably have the same problem, is when your clothes magically disappear. And then a few days later, they magically reappear on your sister. And you're like, that's my top. And they're like, no, it isn't. And then you start the fighting.
Exactly. That happened more often than not when I was living at home.
Yeah.
Thankfully, now I don't have any sisters with me here. So if my clothes go missing, they just go missing.
Oh, no. I don't reappear on anyone else.
I, for example, in, I think I could be number 3. I actually taught a student and we were going through some training or something, and she tried to explain to me in English, she wanted to say the halo.
Oh, okay, the halo.
Yeah, the halo around my head, like an angel.
Yeah.
But she ended up saying, the circular thing, when you're an angel. She ended up saying, Joanna, you are the areola around my head.
Oh, that's
I'm so sorry for that story.
That's a wonderful story. I'm sure we do not need to explain what an areola is. Everybody already has mental images.
Exactly. I'm not going to explain what that one is, except for halo. Halo is the circular light around your head if you're an angel.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
So keep telling us.
I went very red.
Yeah. Keep telling us your stories about false friends, mistakes that you have made in English, mistakes that you have heard in Italian, and we will go on to an exercise.
Yes. All right. So, marketing blunders. Would you like to read this entire text?
Yeah, of course. So we're going to look at an advertisement and find some mistakes. New bedding. Is your bedroom annoying? It's time for new bedding. Come down to our store today to try our ultra morbid new fabric. It is brave for sensible skin.
Okay, thank you. Before we continue, Sole asked what is a halo. Sophia's trying to explain it.
Yeah, so it's like a circle of light around an angel's head or a saint's head, like this.
Yes.
You might see it in pictures.
Yeah, I wish I could Google it for them now. If you Google it and you look up halo, it will usually show you an angel. Yes. So when you want to Google what it is.
Yeah. Let's look at some vocabulary in this text. In the meantime, in this text, there are 4 errors with false friends. So if we can identify in this text 4 false friends, shall we explain what a blunder is, Joanna?
Oh, yes, we should.
Yeah. Can you explain for us what a blunder is?
You can correct me if I'm wrong. Perhaps a marketing blunder is a mistake in marketing, especially when it comes to vocabulary.
Absolutely. But a blunder in general is a mistake, but usually a very, not so very elegant mistake, a bit of a clumsy mistake. So if you make a blunder, it's a mistake, but it's also a bit embarrassing or awkward. It has this sense as well.
Would you call that a blunder? I also think that you could call them like bloopers.
Also, yeah, it could also be a blooper. The bedding, if you are wondering where it says new bedding is anything you put on your bed. So the pillows, the blanket, the sheets, all of these are together bedding. I think it's uncountable because it's a category.
Collective. Yeah, it's a category.
It's a collective noun. Nice. So, students, can we find in this text our 4 false friends? I hope you are looking. I found one.
I found the second.
You found the second one. I think I found it too. Oh, I found another one. I found 3. And
I found the fourth.
I think I've got the 4th one as well. There's a lot in the end.
Yeah. So if you have found any of the false friends errors, please comment them in the comment section. And yeah, we're going to go through each and every one of them.
Mm-hmm.
So
Elena has the first one. Very nice. We already mentioned this one. Annoying. So this is our first false friend. Our next one. Sole says annoying ultra. Oh no!
I cleared them away.
Sole says annoying ultra and fabric. Ultra is not a false friend. We can say ultra, which means it's extremely, it's very, it's super. This one is okay. But you are correct, sensible. And Amina wrote the same thing. Sensible, which should be very nice, Amina, sensitive.
Excellent.
Yeah. There's 2 missing, 2 that you haven't found.
I'm trying to follow them without giving them the answers again.
Yeah. Sola says also fabric. So fabric. Pardon?
It's a good one to mention, fabric.
Yeah, fabric is actually not a false friend. You might be confusing it with the word in Italian for factory. Thank you. But fabric in English means material, but a material that you use, it's soft and we use it for clothes. So this is material. It could be cotton, it could be polyester, it could be wool, satin. These are all fabrics. So not fabric, but good. Sole. Morbid is another one.
Yeah. So they've given us so far. They've given us annoying, morbid. They said sensible, which should be sensitive. That's 3.
And there's one more that you are missing. One more false friend. Not fabric, but I think we might have to reveal. Are we ready?
Yes.
3,
1, 2, 3. Oh,
nice. So we've got annoying, which we will change. We may as well change them as well. Annoying, boring, which is the false friend that we mentioned at the beginning of the lesson. Then we have morbid, which we should correct to. Can anybody tell us what the correct version of morbid is in English?
Yeah, in the comment section, tell us what morbid should be.
Yeah, so brave, exactly. Morbid in English means something, it's not a very nice word. Morbid in English means something that is quite dark or something connected to death. So, for example, we could say, you all know the director Tim Burton, yes? You could say that Tim Burton is quite morbid. All of his films are very dark. They're about dead people, death, ghosts. So Tim Burton, for example, is morbid. Sole says soft for morbid. Exactly.
You're correct.
New fabric. It is brave. So let's see if we can correct brave to the correct word in English. Brave in English is a synonym for courageous. So, for example, we say that a lion is very brave, or what else is brave, Joanna? Lion is brave.
know. There could be a lot of things here. I think that any animal in a situation, for example, let's say bucks that go drink water at a watering hole, they are also brave.
Yeah, because there could be a crocodile in the water that comes up and grabs them. Yeah. Also, people are brave. Some jobs are very dangerous, and you have to be brave to do these jobs, like maybe a doctor or a firefighter or a soldier, even. But what is the English version that we are looking for here? Let's see if you can tell us in the comments.
Yes, leave it in the comment section. We're going to put you up on the screen.
And in the meantime, Amina gave us already sensible, which should be sensitive. Yeah.
Yeah.
So in English, sensitive is the version of sensible. So maybe if you are emotionally sensitive, you cry easily, you are very affected by sad situations. Nice, Eleanor. A hero is brave. Maybe we can bring up Eleanor's comments. A hero is brave, absolutely. Yeah. So maybe talking about sensitive, you could also have sensitive skin. For example, I have very sensitive skin. I need to be careful with what soap I use, what cream I use, because otherwise my skin becomes red and very itchy.
Yeah. And I am a sensitive person. I cry for everything.
I didn't know that. So I didn't have that. You don't give that impression.
Oh, I am. I'm sensitive for everything.
Yeah. Whereas sensible means somebody has good sense.
Yeah.
So a sensible person is somebody who is mature, who is responsible, who thinks carefully about their decisions, etc.
So if you know the false friend for brave, please comment in the comment section.
Yeah, maybe we'll need to reveal it though.
Yeah, I think this one might be a little bit challenging for them. All right, guys, are you ready?
Yeah, 3, 2, 1.
Yes.
Very nice. So not brave, but good. 4, not sensible, but sensitive skin.
Says, I am a sensible person. I always cry when I watch a romantic movie. Oh,
Antonio, your false friend. Change it. You're not maybe you are a sensible person, but remember we have a different word in English. It's not sensible. Yes. Antonio, you fell straight into this false friend trap.
Exactly. Remember, Antonio, if you cry for everything like romantic movies, you're not sensible, but you are sensitive.
Sensitive.
Exactly.
Thank you, Francesca. All right, remember, sensible is if you are mature and responsible. I think I am more sensible than sensitive.
Yes, I see that on you.
I'm not a very sensitive person.
No, not at all. All right, let's continue.
All right, calm down. I have some feelings.
Yeah, I know you do. I know you do, but you're really, it's good. It's a good quality to have. I have that sometimes.
Yeah. Let's look at our next one. Maybe we'll need to take off the banner so that we can read it all. Do you want to read this one, Joanna?
Certainly. So, marketing blunder. House for rent. Lovely factory house for rent. There's a small kitchen, living camera, a dining camera on the first floor, and the second floor has 2 bedrooms. The location is quiet with hardly any rumor. It is close to the public bookshop and perfect for a young family.
Oh, very nice. So I think again in this one, there are 4 false friends. One of them is repeated twice. So there's 4, but there are 5 technically. What about the vocabulary, Joanna? Any words which I think the vocabulary is okay.
Perhaps you could explain what a rumor is.
Oh, that's a good idea. Yeah. Would you like to explain a rumor? And in the meantime, in the comments, please find for us our 4 false friends in this text.
So a rumor is something someone has said about you that isn't necessarily true. And sometimes the rumors can be funny, but sometimes they can also be quite serious and hurt a person. Yeah. Yes, and you notice, I think that many times you hear rumors when you're in like primary school and high school, and
yeah, absolutely. I think they're generally quite negative. They tend to be negative rumors. Okay, we've got lots of answers. Let's start up at the top with Francesco, who says camera is room. Excellent. Yes, that is one. Eleanor says rumor. Good. And what should it be? Francesco has the answer further down. He says.
Yes, Francesco says rumor is noise.
Very nice. Good job. If we go back up a little bit to Sole, she says, she gives us our factory. Good. Yes, factory is one. Camera. Location. No, I think location is okay.
Yeah, location, for this example, is perfectly acceptable.
Yeah, location is fine. It's not a false friend.
The other two are wonderful.
Yeah, and I think she gets it further down. Sola says bookshop. Good job. Yes.
So Antonio also says, I am a sensible person. I never go bananas or get a hangover.
That's good. Yes, that is a perfect example. A sensible person never gets a hangover. And
so should we go through all of them? Good question. We have a new person. Her name is Constantina. She asked, what is a factory house?
Hi, Mum.
Oh, that's your mama.
Yeah, that's my mama.
Oh. Hi, Sophia's mom.
Hi, Mum. All right, what is a factory house? Well, I think our students will be able to answer this because this is an Italian false friend.
Yeah.
What is the false friend here with factory? Let's see if we can get some answers.
Yes.
I think we can click and reveal our false friends.
So you were correct on all of them, which is factory. Camera repeats itself 2 times, and then rumor and bookshop.
Exactly. So let's find factory. What is the correct English version?
Hello, Mum.
And Sole says, yes, Sole is absolutely correct.
Exactly. So factory becomes a farmhouse.
So can we bring it up?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, yes, wonderful. So factory in English, remember, is it's similar to fabric. So it's a place for industry where things are made, whereas a farm is where very often we grow vegetables or food to eat or animals to eat, etc. A factory is a plant. Exactly, Antonio. That's correct. Another word for factory.
Factory is a plant. I said it's another way to explain it. For those who might be watching, not to get confused by what he means. So he's not meaning a literal plant like a tree or a flower. He's referring to, I want to say,
like a nuclear plant. So where or an energy plant. Yeah, absolutely correct.
Good job, Antonio.
I think somebody already mentioned camera, but maybe we can write it again. A camera, the correct version in English should be
a room.
Yeah, I think Francesco wrote it further up somewhere.
Yes. So camera should be a room. I'm gonna pick it up.
Be careful because in English, a camera is what we use to take photographs.
Definitely. Should we explain to them perhaps what is a farmhouse? I know it's self-explanatory, but maybe not every country has a farmhouse. So a farmhouse could be not like for you to think the farm. It's more used, I think, in this term that they're thinking about
the style, maybe. Oh, okay, yeah. The style, maybe it has a rustic style and they call it a farmhouse.
Yeah, that too. But it could also be like a vacation or a holiday house on a farm.
Yeah,
perhaps the owner of the farm has transformed a house or into a vacation place for someone.
Yeah,
just
absolutely.
For nature. Right.
This is very common in Italy as well. The next one, Francesco got it further up. He said rumor is noise. Very nice, Francesco. And We also have bookshop. Francesco got it again. Bookshop is library. Very nice. Be careful with bookshop and library. So the library is a public place. So for example, in Bologna, we have a wonderful public library. It's called Sala Borsa. And usually in every town, even a village, we have a public library. So the library is a structure, it's a building.
Exactly.
A book, no, excuse me, I'm thinking of bookshop. A bookshop
It's like
is
Antonelli.
exactly, it's a shop, it's a store where you go and give money and buy books. Okay, so one is commercial and the other is usually not.
Yeah. All right. Excellent,
Nice
guys. Thank you
job.
so much for giving us all of the answers. We were a little bit confused.
Yeah. Antonio says farm is pharmacy. No, they are completely different things, Antonio. Don't get confused. A farm is for animals or vegetables where we grow them. A pharmacy for medicines. They're not, the words are not connected. They are two different words.
Yeah, so a pharmacy is one of the only things that is still open at the moment.
Yeah, that's true. Do you call it a pharmacy, Joanna, or do you have a different word?
So we call it a pharmacy in South Africa.
Okay.
But I know many people do call it a chemist or a chemist.
Yeah, in British we call it a chemist rather than a pharmacy. In British English, it's a chemist.
And
like
in
chemistry.
I think that they call it like a drugstore.
In America, it's also called a drugstore. Yeah, it's true.
Because they
All right, shall we?
Drugs.
Yeah.
Right.
Let's go on to our next activity. This is very easy. We're just going to do a little memory quiz and connect up the false friends that we just saw.
So I'll start reading on the left and then you can read on the right.
Absolutely.
So on the left, we have good, soft, noise, farm, bookshop, sensitive, room, and boring.
And on the right, yes, I have to point to the left for it to be the right because the camera makes it backwards. Yeah, I keep trying to like indicate you and you're on the wrong side. Morbid, rumor, library, brave, factory, annoying, sensible, and camera. So this is really easy. I think we could just quickly do it together, maybe.
Yeah, we could.
So do we remember the false friend for good?
I do remember brave.
Yeah, very nice. Let's see if you guys can keep up with us and write the answers in the comments.
Yeah, so we're going to go through it, but if you are fast enough on the keyboard, type them in the comment section.
Exactly.
Would you like to do
the next one?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we said soft is morbid. And if we remember morbid, something that's dark, related to death. We have a couple of comments. Antonio says, in a pharmacy, people take care of humans, whereas in a farm, people take care of animals. That's actually an excellent description.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Antonio. I feel like it's very wise.
Yeah. Eleanor says soft, morbid, and noise, rumor. Very nice. Antonio says soft means morbid. Yes, attention. A soft doesn't mean morbid, but they are connected as false friends. The meaning is not the same.
So Elena gave us the answer. So noise, rumor, and Antonio, the pleasure is mine. And then we have a farm, which would be factory.
Factory.
Would you like to do the next?
Yeah, we said bookshop, which is the false friend is library.
And sensitive for sensible.
Yes, remember here the difference. Sensitive, emotionally sensitive, or sensible where you are quite mature. Remember this difference. Okay, the next one I remember, room, so like a space or a camera.
Exactly, for photos. And then boring with annoying. Boring,
yes, very nice.
You have nothing to do. Exactly.
Like this, boring. I don't actually have a watch, but...
Yeah, neither do I. You're waiting for time to pass. And annoying is synonymous with irritating. Think of your siblings when you were younger.
Exactly. All right, so let's go on to our next activity. where, well, you guys are going to do some work. You are going to do some writing. We have 4 different pairs of false friends. You, in the comments, will write for us some sentences with each word in the false friends pairs. Okay?
Yeah.
Would you like to read them, Joanna?
Perfect. So write your own sentences for each word in the false friends pairs. 1, sensitive or sensible. 2, clean or polite. 3, polite or educated. And 4, end and fine.
So, while you are thinking and writing your sentences in the comments, let's do some vocabulary.
So I think that we could introduce the new ones, considering sensitive and sensible we've already discussed.
Yeah, we should know that one by now. Clean and polite.
Yes, this is a nice
All right. So, clean is it's the opposite of what word? What word is the opposite of clean? Maybe someone can tell us in the comments.
Yes, if you know the opposite, leave it in the comment section for Sophia.
So clean is when something is washed, we use water, we use soap, and we clean a surface or we clean ourselves.
Yeah.
For example, it's one of my favorite pastimes when maybe if I am stressed or if I'm angry, I clean my house and then I am zen, I am calm afterwards.
Are you one of those people?
I'm one of those people, yes.
I'm one of those people when I moved to Europe.
Pardon?
I became one of those people when I moved to Europe.
I feel like it's quite a European trait as well. Sole has the answer. Thank you very much, Sole. Dirty is the opposite of clean.
Yeah.
And so polite, on the other hand, is similar to Italian educated, or gentle. So if you're polite, you're somebody who says please, says thank you, says you're welcome, my pleasure. You're someone who is has manners, exactly, has good manners. And Antonio gave a really nice example of using clean and dirty. I have a shower every other day. Please be polite. Don't offend me for that. We won't tell anyone, Antonio.
Secret is safe with us. Antonio says again, my parents educated me to be polite with old people.
Perfect, Antonio. That's a really great example. Sola says, I like to clean my house, but I'm not so polite with the dust. That's good. You are quite aggressive, maybe, with the dust.
I can imagine that.
Nice. Antonio actually gave a very good example for number 3. So we have polite, which is when we have good manners, and on the other hand, educated. In Italian, these 2 words are synonyms. Polite is educated.
Yeah.
But in English, educated is connected to school. So if you are educated, you are somebody who has been to school, somebody who knows how to read, how to write. Maybe you went to university or college. Somebody that has studied is educated.
Yeah.
Whereas polite is not connected to your school education. It's connected to your family education.
It definitely is. Or polite as well, I think has morals involved in it, where education
Absolutely.
Not necessarily.
Antonia says, at the end of this webinar, I hope to, I think you have a spelling mistake there, Antonia, not fell, but feel. I hope to feel fine. I hope so too. I think you will.
Yes.
And Elena says,
at the end, so
again, I think you have a little spelling mistake here, Eleanor. At the end of a working day, I'm very fine. That's a really nice sentence. Again, you used both false friends in the same sentence. That's really good.
Very positive.
And Sole actually used my example that I was going to say. The end of this story is that everything, don't forget your auxiliary, Sole, is going to be fine. That's a really nice one.
I like that one. I think I'm going to leave it up there for a little bit. So Sole corrects herself, is going to be fine.
Yeah, you're correct. So that's the right one.
Yeah, it's just a little bit of optimism in the situation.
Yeah.
I like it.
Antonio as well corrected himself, of course. I mean to say feel. Very good. Nice job, guys. Can we think of any other words, maybe with sensitive and sensible, clean, polite, some more sentences that we can make with these examples?
For us or for them?
For them, if they can think of any more.
Yeah. So if you have any comments or any suggestions with sensitive and sensible, leave it in the comment section, as well as clean and polite.
Mm-hmm.
We love to read your sentences, and it really, I don't know.
They're really good examples.
Yeah, so far all of them have been nice.
Yeah. Do we want to go on to our final activity?
Yeah, we can. So we're gonna get to this one, or should we do the very, very last one? I think the very last one is.
Should we go to the very last one? Okay. We can do this one if we have a minute at the end.
Yeah.
So
in this case, what would we like them to do?
All right. So we're going to. I'll read the instructions first. So it says, with your team, make sentences with the words on your cards. You can use your words correctly or incorrectly. Obviously now you don't have teams and you don't have cards, but we are going to try and test our fellow students, our colleagues on this webinar.
In the comment section.
Exactly. We would like you to write a sentence in the comment section using a false friend that we have looked at in this lesson. And your colleagues will try to identify the false friend in your sentence.
Yes. So what we're going to do, you're going to write a sentence using the false friends from before. I'll put it up on the screen, and then the other students, you can, like Sophia said, guess the false friend that they are using.
Okay, and I'll do one to start. Shall we do one to start just to get it there?
Yeah, I'm going to
some ideas. I'm trying to think of one as well.
Ooh, I feel like I'm not so creative. And Tonya says, I know that game. I did it at my English school. It was very fun. I had a lot of fun. Excellent. I'm glad you enjoyed it. What could I say?
Okay, this is my one. I'm sending it to Joanna so she can write it up.
All right. Oh.
Let's see if you can get this one. Oh, Eleanor's got one as well. Maybe we can bring up mine or Eleanor's so that we can start guessing. Okay, this is my one. I love going to libraries. I always spend a lot of money on new books. So let's see if we can find the false friend in this sentence and correct it.
Yeah, so use the comment section, comment the false friend in Sophia's sentence.
Yeah. I love going to libraries. I always spend a lot of money on new books. Let's see if we can find it.
It's a good one. You're very creative.
Oh, it was the first I could think of. I'm not. And Sol's got it. She says, can we bring up Sol's response? She says, bookshop. Haha, she laughs as well.
Excellent.
Nice job, guys. Let's bring up Eleanor's as well.
Antonio's also got one. So after
During the day, attention of your spelling, Eleanor, day with a, day in my house, there are a lot of rumors.
Yeah, so what would be the false friend here?
Yeah, let's find the false friend. Unless, I don't know, Eleanor, who you live with. Maybe your roommates or your family are the kind of people who like to say bad things about each other in secret.
They like to talk a lot.
Yeah, but let's see who else. Can anybody find the false friend in Eleanor's sentence?
And I think that we're going to leave it with Eleanor's sentence.
Yeah. Oh, it's a shame. I'd like to bring up Antonio's as well. Maybe we can just quickly look at it. He says, I pretend to speak English. Is there a false friend in my sentence? No, there isn't. I pretend to speak English, but you don't pretend to speak English. You really do speak English.
And Antonio got Eleanor's answer, which is a lot of noise.
Nice, very nice. Good job. Okay.
All right, guys. We're going to have to leave you guys. Have an excellent Friday.
Yeah. And have a nice weekend as well.
Remember, in 10 minutes, there will be another one on this level. Bye, guys.
Bye, guys. Thank you very much.